My hijab, my choice. Reframing the narrative of oppression. As a Muslim woman, I often heard the assumption that my hijab, the headscarf I chose to wear, marks me as oppressed, a symbol of control in a world that misunderstands my faith. People look at me and see restriction, as if my choice to cover my hair strips me of freedom. But when I reflect on what Allah asks of me and of Muslim men, I see something different, a balance, a shared responsibility, and a profound respect for both men and women. Far from oppression, my hijab feels like empowerment, and the task given to men to lower their gaze around females strikes me as a greater challenge. So I ask, are Muslim women like me truly oppressed, or is it the narrative that is missing the point? In Islam, modesty isn't one sided rule. The Quran speaks to both men and women, asking us to uphold dignity in how we carry ourselves. Women are guided to cover their adornments, to dress in a way that shifts focus from their physical appearance to their character, intellect, and faith. For me, this is freeing. When I wear my hijab, I'm not hiding who I am. I'm choosing what the world sees first, my thoughts, my actions, my heart. It's a shield against a society that often judges women by their looks, a way to reclaim my space and say, I define my worth. But here's what people often overlook: men have their own command. One, I believe, is far harder. The Quran tells believing men to lower their gaze, to turn away from anything that might spark improper thoughts, and to guard their chastity. Imagine that. In a world where temptation is everywhere, billboards, social media, everyday encounters, men are asked to exercise constant self control, to discipline their eyes and minds at every turn. That's not a one time act, it's a daily moment by moment choice. As a woman, I put on my hijab in the morning and it's done, a clear, visible commitment. But for men, lowering their gaze is an ongoing test of willpower. If anything, I think their task is tougher. This shared system of modesty shows me that Islam doesn't place the burden on women alone. It's a partnership. My hijab protects me, yes, but it also supports men in fulfilling their responsibility. Together, we create a space where respect governs interactions, where neither gender is objectified or reduced. Oppression? I don't see it. What I see is a faith that acknowledges human nature, attraction, desire, and offers practical ways to navigate it with dignity. Yet I know the world doesn't always see it this way. Some look at my hijab and assume it was forced on me, that I am voiceless. They don't know that I chose this and I feel stronger for it. They don't see the joy of walking through life knowing I'm honoring my Creator and myself. And yes, I'm aware that not every woman's experience is the same. In some places, cultural pressures or misinterpretations of faith can turn modesty into a tool of control. But that's not Islam. That's human error, and it breaks my heart. But my story and the story of so many Muslim women is different. We wear our hijabs with pride, not because we are told to, but because we want to. The real oppression, I think, comes from the judgment, the assumption that I am less free because of my scarf, or that my faith inherently limits me. It's in the pitying looks or the questions that imply I need saving. What if instead people asked me why I love my hijab? What if they saw that Islam asks both men and women to strive for something greater, self respect, mutual care, and closeness to Allah. Maybe then they'd understand that my hijab isn't a chain, it's a crown. So, are Muslim women oppressed? Not by our faith, not by our hijab. If anything, we are lifted by a system that values us as equals, asking men and women alike to contribute to a world of modesty and respect. And if lowering the gaze is as hard as I think it is, maybe it's time we gave men a little more credit for their struggle and a little less judgment to women like me.